What's up, my peeps? Thanks for joining me here on my channel, Chess with Steve, here on Twitch and YouTube. So tonight, this morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world, we are looking at the last game in my current series for Black from the Black side rather of the Pirtz or Perk Defense Austrian Attack Weiss variation. That's a mouthful. Get my board active here. Okay, this is played in, in the excuse me. I grab some of my chocolate cappuccino. Unfortunately, I just woke up recently, so I don't have all the cobwebs cleared, so bear with me. Anyhow, this is played in the 19th Dubai Open 2017 UAE. With the white pieces, Nikhil Shyam. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, which I most assuredly am. And Nikhil, I think, to my best of my knowledge, is an international master. And with the black pieces, we see Sir Robert Gawain Jones, rated 2671. Okay, he's not nearly that stuffy, but he is technically a lord, I think, or a sir. Anyways, he's an excellent sort of a super GM, but he's a gentleman's grandmaster that he doesn't like play for money generally, something like that. So it's kind of like the Bobby Jones of chess, although not as dominant as Bobby, with all due respect. Bobby was the king of kings in terms of golf. Not the other king of kings, but he was the best there ever was at golf of that era, and maybe of any era. I don't know. Okay, so e4, d6, d4, knight f6, knight c3, g6, f4, bishop g7, and bishop d3 is firmly entering the Weiss variation within the Austrian attack of the Pirtz defense. Castles, knight f3, knight c6, e5, principled attempt to contest the center. D takes, f takes, knight h5. Very typical move. By some measure of theory, this isn't technically the very best, and yet at the same time, it's very hard to prove that to a certain extent. Bishop b3, bishop g4, reminding one of the Parma variation for black. Bishop b2, f6, e takes f6, e takes, and queen d2. And unfortunately for white, black is already slightly more than equalized. So, so far, no harm, no foul, but white doesn't have anything at all at this point. King h8, getting into the corner. Castles and knight e7. We often see this transfer of the knight in lots of different Perk or Pirtz defenses. And Stocky never seems to know what to make of this move. It doesn't like it very much. h3, dropping the bishop back, and d5. I guess you don't want to play. I guess white doesn't want to play g4 and send the knight to a. Oh, where'd my board go? Oops. Sorry. I was thinking that if white plays this here, then knight goes into g3, and yeah, let's say rook h2. Yeah, probably just pick up the bishop is fine. So that's kind of whatever. So let's back out. That's not what happened in the game. Again. Oops, sorry. Bishop did go to e6. Pawn to d5. and bishop to f7. Now, I have rarely ever seen this construction. Not that I've seen thousands of park defense positions within the Austrian attack, within the Weiss variation, not that it matters. This is just a slightly oddball looking arrangement for black pieces. Not sure how good this is for black, but we saw bishop c5, rook e8, bishop e5, c6, d takes, queen takes d2, and knight takes back. Knight takes c6. Knight comes to c4. Bishop takes c4, bishop takes c4. White does have the two bishops. However, white is only slightly better now in this particular, yeah, you could say endgame. It's almost an endgame construction. Knight g3. Rook goes to g1. And f5. And yes, looking potentially to grab on the knight on c3 and double white's pawns. Bishop goes to f2. f4 says, I don't mind you taking. I'll just take back with my pawn and claim that I have a positional bind on your king side. Knight d5. Swapping it out. Rook takes, of course. Rook gf1. Sorry, let me get my board notation caught up. g5. h4. Okay, it's not auto-updating. There we go. Let me back it up. h6. h takes d5. g3. f3. Bishop c5. This is a very odd move by white. This bishop c5 is pretty bad. This is a pretty stinky poo move. Instead, white should have probably gone just g4. You know, giving the tempo back to black, but not having removed. Because see, the bishop on f2, yes, it's not doing a lot, but it is binding up. It's slowing black's attack down. Black would love to plant a pawn on f2 and go into a potentially winning conversion. For now, at least, that bishop is functioning like a gigantic, massive pawn, and it cannot be moved very easily, i.e. not without trading reams of material. So, this move is quite bizarre, and then we see first b6 tickles the bishop. That's an even worse move. I don't know what the IM was thinking, sending it into the corner. I'm assuming he may have been really low on time and was just not being able to calculate. But even at that, most IMs would never play something so passively. Very bizarre play. And now we get our delicious f2 thorn pawn in. And now black truly is a bit better. And it's more than a pawn better. So it's significant. Rook d2. Rook e. Now this, I didn't like Sir Gawain's. I didn't like Gawain Jones's take here. He had Rook e1 check. I mean, excuse me. He had. Wait a minute. What did he have? I don't want to be making stuff up. I mean, yeah, he had this, and if this Rook d8. And if you trade here, well, you're going to take the piece back, right? And then you're just losing a full piece. And this is just absolutely bone crushing. So I don't get that, but instead he took, still doing better, but not nearly as strong a conversion as if he played the line I just suggested. Here, black is only marginally better. Now he's gaining some of his traction back. However, having said that, yeah, this is basically a draw now. And if I remember right, the IM, Nikhil Shyam, he starts blundering somewhat. So that's a bad move, technically. He just dropped a pawn. Now this next move, guys, this is the losing move. So in a sense, it's not like Gawain Jones played this so incredibly well, because he frankly did not. He played it adequately. He played it adequately for a draw. He got a slightly better position. Again, if we back up to right here, I realize this is probably tricky to see, but he had this. Whoa, excuse me. Excusez-moi. I mean, yes, the rig d8, of course. Takes. Could have gone 95 here. Looking to hit this weakness. If this, then. Oh, you can't do that, or you're getting forked. So if not that, let's see, bishop e7. Here, rook e8. Bishop f6. Knight, where should the knight go? g4. The fork. Takes, king d2. And it's a little tricky. Maybe rook f8. And there's some work to be done, no doubt, but this is clearly much more convincing for black. This is already giving a near -2 advantage to black. But at any rate, what am I, a cartoon character? Let's see, where were we? We got back into... Yeah, we got back right around here. Grab the pawn, and that move. No, the next move coming. Okay, not the next move. That move. G5 is losing the game. Point blank, full stop. This is a howler of epic proportions. And no, I'm not talking about AMD's new super chip for servers. This is a howler. This is losing the game with one little pawn move. Because after rook c1, for example, which was found and played in the game, so give Gawain Jones some credit. He found the best response. Tickle, tickle. King goes back, and he resigned. Yeah, there's nothing for it. You're going to trade. You're going to grab. Doesn't matter what you play, you're going down. Let's say that here. Brand new queen. Bishop f3. I'm tempted just to kind of hulk it, like just, I can't go there. Maybe just pin this guy. And grab this. I don't know. Anyway, it's mate in 11. I'm not going to work all that out. It's mate in 11. That's why he resigned. So let's go back through, and then we'll look at a couple of stem game fragments, just for further analysis if you want some further ideas in some of these positions. And I'm going a little fast here, obviously. I want to... Now, I will tell you that theoretically this king sachet move to king h8 is not that correct here. Knight e7. Followed by something like bishop d3. And in fact, I'll go ahead and show you the stem games because they're relevant now. And gx f3, knight d5. Long castles, knight takes e3, queen takes e3, rook e8, queen f2, bishop h6, check. King b1, bishop e3, queen g2, king h8, knight e2, f5, h4, queen d6, queen h2, rook a d8, c3, bishop h6, knight c1, rook e3, queen takes e6, rook takes, bishop c4, rook takes f3, knight d3, and we'll stop here. This black is significantly better here, and black went on to win. In fact, this was also Gawain Jones back in 2016, 1 year prior to this game, in Warsaw against Fakrutinov. I'm assuming a low-rated IM at 2350. If that's not IM, I apologize. If not, he's just a really strong FIDE master, but I think he's a slightly weak IM. I don't mean any disrespect by saying that. I mean just ratings-wise. And yeah, so Gawain went on to a win in that. And also, if we back up again to 97, same type of line. Let's see. Wait. Except for instead of bishop d3, if we go to short castles, knight f5, h3, knight takes e3, queen takes e3, rook e8, queen f2, bishop takes f3, bishop takes f5. I'll grab some coffee here, chocolate cappuccino. Rook ad1, bishop h6, rook fe1, knight f4, king h2, rook takes e1, rook takes, bishop g7. White is significantly better, but a lot of work to be done for sure. g3, bishop takes d3, queen f1, knight h5, knight d5, king h8, knight e7, bishop f6, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes h5, queen d6, and we'll stop there on that fragment. That ended in a draw, and that was played in Germany back in 2014 between I think it's Ivan or Ibrahimovic, Saric. It might be Ivan, I forget, but I know his last name is Saric. And he was played against Lubomir Fitachnik, a very, very famous grandmaster. He's done a lot of theoretical work over the years, written, I think, or co-written a couple books, and done some chess-based DVDs. Very respected grandmaster with excellent theoretical knowledge. And that went on to a draw. And then if we come back instead of on move 13, instead of after short castles, or excuse me, wait a minute. Long castles instead goes into a different line, and we'll look at that. Knight f5, h3. This is playing into black somewhat. Bishop takes f3, bishop takes, rook e8. Knight e4, king h8, g4, knight takes e3, queen takes e3, knight g3. Rook hg1, knight takes e4, bishop takes f5, pawn takes, queen into h4. Black is significantly better in this setup. Rook g4, bishop h6, rook takes h4, bishop takes e3 check. King b1, g5, rook g4. Ooh, sorry. Get the yawnings out. h5, bishop takes b7, h takes g4, bishop takes a8, g takes h3. And really, black is just smoking red hot. Yeah, already showing an advantage of about -2.2. So this, still some work to be done, but this is clearly all gone in black's favor. And indeed, this is played between Russell Pruger, or Pressers. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Pruger. Maybe it's Pruger. Is that Dutch? I'm not sure. And then his opponent was Ten Hertog, something H. And this was played in Hilversum back in 2016. Okay, but back into the game. We'll just breeze through that one more time. Again, a somewhat oddball construction I've really never seen before in the, well, really not in any perk, but, or if I have, I forgot. And this should have been a little better for white, but he didn't play it perfectly. And went into some slightly less than perfect type lines. That was really, this move here was uncalled for. This knight d5. I understand he's going for cheapos. He wants to fork the rooks, but technically not a great move. I do like the way he cements that pawn and then just strengthens that little trump card in that position. Yeah, because having the pawn there on f2 is just so freaking annoying. Again, he didn't play the best move. Best move was rook e1, and if rook back, you have to go on this very slightly odd-looking pin, and it definitely calls for quite a bit of precision. Yeah, knight e5, clearly going for c4. Can't take. No, sorry, you can't take there. Bishop goes here, grabs. I'm almost wondering if you could get away with a really slow, bizarre play of pinning the knight again. Yeah, that's still winning. Even that is still winning for black. Unbelievable. But this is better for sure. Yeah, ideas of playing knight into g2, knight back to f3, check, if white would allow such a thing. Anyways, that's going to round out my analysis for this game. This ends my 10th game, the first half of my series on the perk Austrian Weiss attack. The Weiss. Nein. Gestalten. Brunchen. I'm just kidding. Anyways, that's going to do it for now. I'll probably be back on in a little bit for some actual live games on Lichess. We'll see how I feel. Until then, thanks for joining me. If you didn't catch it live, you can play the video back at your discretion. Peace out. Love you guys.